Welcome to the Pocatello Business Podcast, the only Pocatello podcast focused on providing profits for Pocatello people. If you love our town and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Pocatello Business Podcast with your friend, host, all-around great guy, and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
Okay, everyone, welcome again to the Pocatello Business Podcast. We are here with the one and only Christy Kelshaw, the co-owner of the Popcorn Shop in Pocatello. And if you don't know what the Popcorn Shop is in Pocatello, you either been living under a rock or living under a rock under a bridge for the past, 18, 19 years, Christy?
Yeah, we're coming up on 18 years. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, since 2003, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Christy, you're a Pocatello gal, right? Were you raised here in Pocatello?
Yeah, we moved here when I was 5. So I grew up here, left for college, came back, and have been here since. Perfect.
Were you a Pocatello High School or Highland or?
I went to Highland High School.
Very cool.
Left, got my bachelor's in education, and then came back and got my master's in counseling at ISU, and then started a private practice, and I've been here since. I think we moved back here in 93.
Okay.
For me to get my master's, yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit about your family and your hobbies before we get started too.
Sure, yeah. So I'm married. I've been married 30 years. I have 4 kids, ages 18 to 25, and they're all in college or out doing their thing. And my hobbies kind of revolve around Idaho, outdoors. I love riding my bike, hiking. My family fishes. I don't necessarily fish, but I hike while they're fishing, or I ride my bike on the trails while they're fishing. So lots of outdoor stuff. I love to read. So yeah, relaxation hobbies. Perfect. For sure. Yeah.
I like it. I love it. That's why it keeps people here in Pocatello.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Definitely.
So how did you get from being a counselor, professional counselor, to a popcorn specialist, popcorn, how do you say it?
Well, everyone calls me the popcorn lady. So,
okay.
If I'm delivering or I'm in the store and they're like, oh, you're the popcorn lady. But, my parents actually, my dad was a pastor and my mom was a school teacher for 30 years. And they decided to retire from those careers, but they were still in their mid to late 50s and knew they still wanted to work. So they had lived in Pocatello for 20 years, moved to Montana for 10, and then back to Pocatello and thought, what are we going to do, for work? And in Kalispell, Montana, near where they lived, there was a gourmet popcorn shop, and they were very faithful, loyal customers. So they went to that gentleman who owned that business and asked if he would be willing to sell them production methods and recipes and that kind of thing. And always growing up, Friday night, we had the Coke bottles and glass bottles and homemade popcorn. My mom would make homemade caramel, homemade cheese corn, just buttered popcorn. It was a family tradition. So we've always loved popcorn and making memories and traditions around it. And so they bought into that. And after about 2 years, they bought out of that sort of arrangement or agreement with that gentleman, and they've owned it outright since. And my husband and I helped them start it. My husband has a business degree, so he helped write the business plan and set up bookkeeping and just gives us pointers when we need it. But I helped them out with marketing and just sort of networking for the first 10 or 15 years. And my kids were really little. My youngest was 6 months old when we opened, so I was still worked part-time as a counselor and stayed home quite a bit, or the kids hung out here with the grandparents at the shop. This was like their second home, I swear, growing up.
Yeah.
So then my parents thought maybe they wanted to retire, and I had a private practice for 20 years in counseling. Sure. And I had moved my office to the back part of the popcorn shop building so I could kind of help them transition into retirement. Mm-hmm. And then I just decided, I have 20 years is a nice number. So I'll switch from helping people solve very complicated problems to helping solve fairly simple problems.
There you go.
You need popcorn, we've got popcorn, we can give you popcorn. But it has been so fun to get to know so many people in the community, and how many people we've had work for us that are like family now. And so to me, it was a no-brainer to transition. If I was going to close my private practice and kind of close that chapter of my life, to transition into this. And I love it. I absolutely love it. My parents still work with us some. All 4 of our kids worked here. We have a primary employee that all 4 of her kids worked here. So I can't, I would be foolish not to say, hey, I'll take it over and take the responsibility. But also they did such a phenomenal job of setting it up that really it's been a fairly simple thing for me to transition to taking it over, because they just did a great job setting it up for themselves and for us. And it,
sure,
as a part-time school teacher and a pastor, they didn't have a lot of retirement built up, but this shop and the support of the community has provided and their sort of savvy investing in the real estate around the business and improving it and reselling it. They've got a nice, comfortable retirement. And so thank you to all of Pocatello for that, because they served Pocatello for many, many, many years before the popcorn shop. So it's nice to see, hopefully they gave Pocatello something and Pocatello gave them something as well. So
I love it. Well, that's just the American dream right there,
Yeah.
That you see something, you start something, and you can retire with it and pass something down to your loved ones. And I love it.
I agree. Hard work and really researched, educated decision-making, but really just having a dream and going for it and saying, we're going to work hard enough to make it happen.
Yeah. So, there's no substitute for hard work, for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, I like it. I'm sure, it was a transition for you, but like you went from trying to make people happy to making people happy with popcorn. Like you're selling happiness.
Yes,
either way.
It's true. It's a very simple way to put a smile on people's face, for sure. Sure.
Exactly. Well, I know we use you guys quite a bit for, giveaways and stuff, and the popcorn balls with our logos on it. It's always something that, love to go into places and just throw them around and being someone in the head with it, but they're still happy with it. So
yeah.
After they see it's popcorn, they're okay.
Right.
So.
They're like, okay. Yeah.
Well, perfect. I guess take a quick break real quick for a sponsorship. Pocatello Business Podcast is sponsored by Dale's Outdoor Advertising. These guys have been around for over 60 years. These guys have helped so many businesses with top of mind awareness with billboards, and they're currently helping me out in my business, and even one for our podcast over on the South Valley Connector. If you want to give them a call, you want to put your business first and get to the top of people's minds, your potential customers' minds, call 232-6886 and ask for Rob. And if you sign up for 3 months, he'll give you the first month for free or give you your installation for free. So mention the podcast. So Christy, back to you guys in the popcorn shop. So how did you guys, when you guys started, was it an immediate success with the community, or how did you position yourself to get the community success and the community's backing you through this whole thing?
It wasn't immediate success. One of the things that I think is the key to making it through those first 3 to 5 years, my parents purchased this building that we're in, and the back half of it was a separate business in the front half when they purchased it. So they put the back half, they made it their apartment. It's got a bathroom and they had a main living area, bedroom and all that, but they kept their expenses really, really low. Didn't pay themselves for the first few years. Had a van that the shop used for deliveries, kind of sold out of everything in Montana and invested it all here. And they were able to keep their overhead really, really low by them doing most of the work, doing everything themselves that they could do themselves, and not paying themselves for a few years. But after about 3 years, it gained a bunch of traction. And I think there's a couple of ways that happened. One was KPVI Morning News was a huge thing then. Like they had a live show, and they would come over because we're a couple blocks from the station. They would come over for a holiday and film us making popcorn and,
that's awesome.
like little elves in a workshop. Here we were popping and making popcorn and that, I think that helped them be able to have something live and entertaining for their morning show for a short segment, but it really helped us.
Sure.
And we definitely over the years have donated to any and every event we can. That's something that I am really impressed with. Pocatello and probably other cities are like that too, but there's so many people who do the work to help other people.
Yep.
And, all we have to do is donate some popcorn to be a part of what they're doing to help somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So we have said yes to every opportunity like that we can. There was a little time period where it got to be so many that we had to start capping it off,
Sure.
the first this many a month. And so I can't say we've said yes to all of them, but it's just logistical. You can't.
Sure.
But all that we could, we said yes to. And it's a way to, really multiply the blessing, I guess, that we could be on the community, is to donate to a spaghetti feed or to a fundraiser for someone who's, in the ICU in Salt Lake and they don't know how long they're going to be there, or, Down Syndrome Awareness Day or whatever, all kinds of events. And then we started a fundraising program too, which helps us. It's great advertising for us because all kinds of people talking about our product, and we make a small margin on that. But it also helps the groups in the community. But that was excellent advertising for us. Lots of people who'd never tried our product had it because the kid next door sold them a medium bag for his Boy Scout fundraiser,
That's what I was going to say. You helped, years ago, I was helping leading some troop of Boy Scouts. We came to you guys and you helped us with a fundraiser. That's great.
Yeah. So that's really helped. And I think, I have people say, when we opened it, plenty of people, you're selling popcorn, and they didn't say it to our face, but they've told us now, I'll give it 6 months. That'll never make it. You'll never make it. And my husband was one of them that was like, you guys, you're right. On paper, it looks like you've got everything you need to succeed, but how do you think you're going to make a business out of selling popcorn? And I say, we're not just selling popcorn. We're selling wedding gifts. We're selling Christmas gifts. We're selling fundraising items. We're selling thank you gifts. We're selling so many things that popcorn can fill the need of. Office parties, whatever, all kinds of things. We're selling so much more, but also we are 100% committed to trying to always make it the best that we can make and treat our customers the best that we can treat them.
Yeah.
And those two things are incredibly important. And I think also to treat it like a business, it cannot be your hobby.
No. It
cannot be what you do when you feel like doing it. It can't be what you do between your other, your vacations or whatever, the rest of your life. If it's going to make it, it really kind of has to be your life. Mm-hmm. And that's a huge commitment.
But doesn't mean you can't enjoy it either. But
no, and I absolutely. And that's even from the beginning with the employees that we had. We've been so lucky with employees. We were able to take family vacations, and it's mostly our family working.
Yeah.
But we've got 3 or 4 other employees that are super dependable, reliable, and we can take off and come back. But I mean, I can't imagine a more fun place for me to work than right here. So even on a day when I'm working, I'm enjoying myself. So, no complaints there.
I love it. The thing too with the naysayers, I would, I'm estimating here, but I would say most of the naysayers that came to you saying, "Oh, it's never going to work," were probably people that never tried it before or tried any type of business before. So
True.
I've learned that from my personal life and starting a business on my own, that it's the ones, and I'm not, not trying to be negative, but it's the ones that have never tried it before that tend to bring negativity to the table, and you can't let that affect you as you go forward towards your dream. So
I agree. Like, if you feel like you're supposed to do it, you do it. When I was in my master's program for counseling, I knew I wanted to do private practice. And I heard multiple times, you'll never make it in private practice. Not to me, but to the class in general. You'll never make it in private practice. You can't make enough. You can't get a consistent enough clientele. And I thought, I know what I want to do, and I know what I need it to look like for me to be able to do it long term. And so I'm going to go for it. And 20 years later, you know, here I am deciding to close it.
Yeah.
And I tell people that all the time, that I think if you think it's something you're supposed to do, look at it realistically, look at it objectively, but do it, because there's not even enough data out there to overcome your perseverance.
Yep.
You know, you find a way. If this way isn't going to work, you find a way to do it that way, so it will work. And just to keep working at it, and don't give up on something you feel called, or like this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. And even after you've had years of success, you know, and it's come from hard work. I was just talking about this with my my manager last week, and some of my people that I respect and speak business with. That sometimes you have to, as a CEO or a leader at your company, you have to step back as a stockholder, having nothing to do besides just looking at the health of the business and saying, how is this person doing as a CEO? How are these systems working? And take all the emotion out of it and just see, is this working? And how do we need to change it to make it work better? So I think that's huge too. So.
Yeah, I definitely think you have to reevaluate sometimes based on your market. Like, you know, our wholesale market was booming, and then a bunch of stores went to, we're going to hire someone to fill all of our product, and it's no longer up to the individual manager. And so or they said, you know, you got to pay for your spot, so we're going to move you to the back of the store because you're not paying anything. And then they're like, you're not selling enough. And I'm like, well, you moved me to the back of the store, you know? But we had to reevaluate that. Like, okay, let's get out of these big stores that have no local control. Let's find some other businesses that look like ours that could benefit from our product. And those, we've sold way more at those. I love Winco, and they've been a huge supporter of us, and I shop there all the time, but we had to pull out because of corporate just requiring so much of us. And I was really scared to do that. I thought, that's our bread. I mean, that's a huge account. But we pulled out, and we saw our walk-in traffic go up $10,000 that year.
Oh, wow.
Because people were like, wait, it's not at Winco anymore. And then that has just snowballed because they came in here and they see we carry like 30% of our products in wholesale. So they come in and see everything else we do and everything else we carry, and that we have fundraising and that we ship, and that snowballed into so much more. So sometimes that really scary reevaluation turns into something new and bigger than what you left. But it is scary to let go of something that's been a constant for a long time. So
for sure. Well, your whole goal should just get people into your store, because once they get in there, their stomach starts doing the thinking for them, because you smell everything in there and you can sample it, and you end up buying quite a bit more than you initially thought you were going to buy. That's what I do. So
yeah, that's what I hear. They say, I've got to get out of here. This is dangerous. We hear that all the time. Yes.
I love it. Well, I love it. So perfect. Well, before I ask you a few more questions, I got to take one more sponsorship timeout, and then we'll finish this thing up.
All right.
We are also sponsored by Pack and Go. And if you guys are looking for an easy way to move your home or your business to another location, or just to store some things temporarily, these guys are making it so easy. They'll drop off a pod at your location. Super easy. It's ground level. It's not a slippery death trap metal slope going up into a truck. You can load it. You can tie things down, and then they will come and pick it up for you and store it or deliver it for you. And if you sign up for 3 months of a rental of storing, they'll give you for 1 month free. So Pack and Go, give Darren a call at 339-2229 with the area code 208. Perfect. Christy, we always like to end with these questions, but what is your favorite local restaurant to eat at?
Well, I have a couple. I love Chapala's because I love the people there. And the live music is always entertaining. And I love their food. Also love Portner Brewery. Their pizza. Portner Brewery pizza is a constant go-to.
Pork nachos too. I love their pork nachos.
I haven't had anything there that I haven't liked, actually. I really do like their food. Yeah. That's one of our favorite places to go. So yeah. Perfect.
Now, what is one of your favorite just general businesses in Pocatello, local places to spend your money on?
Well, I love the donut shop. That's more food.
There you go.
I do limit myself going there because it's the same thing. I'm like, if I go in there, I'm getting a dozen, I'm not getting less than a dozen. So I can't go that often. Let's see. Gosh, I should have thought about this ahead of time.
No, you're fine. That's
Nels
a good
Bilo.
business.
I love Nels Bilo grocery. Okay. There was something I was looking for all over town. I went all to the big chains, couldn't find it. Found it at Nels. So they're just a couple blocks from our shop. So I do love them. Snell's Pharmacy also. Such kind people, always willing to help and give lots of good info. So
good. I love to.
Brian's Tire Factory. Brian's Tire Factory too.
Okay.
Brian's Tire. All of my Oak Street neighbors. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love those. I love that question just because you get to learn different businesses that sometimes aren't first in your mind for a local.
Right. Not on your radar. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, perfect. Christy, I definitely want to have you on the show again because I think there's a lot more I could talk to you about with other subjects and hiring. And one thing I do want to talk to you more about is just creating a culture of having employees want to stick around and want to be more loyal. So I think that's something that if you're willing to come on the show again here in the next couple months, I'd love to talk more about that. So
yeah, I'm up for that. That'll make me think it through a little too. So,
perfect.
And I wanted to thank your business and so many other small businesses. When we first opened, there was Mindy Hall. She was a pharmacy rep at the time. She would come in and buy a couple $100 worth of large bags to take to all of her doctor's offices. And some days that was it, that and a couple of popcorn balls, but that got us through. And so thank you to all the small businesses and all the big businesses in Pocatello. It's awesome.
You're welcome. And that's why we keep coming back to, because you guys are wonderful to deal with and it's amazing products. So
well, you're very appreciated. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Well, thanks again. Is there anything I didn't ask that I should have?
My favorite flavor of popcorn.
Okay, that's a good one. What is it?
It's the buffalo cheddar.
Oh, wait, hold on. Have I not heard of the buffalo cheddar yet? Is that one of the
you come in and order popcorn balls and leave.
Oh man.
No, buffalo cheddar is fairly new.
Okay, I gotta try that because I'm sent in to get, and I know what I need to get for the company, and I know what my wife's favorites are, so I get those, and sometimes I'm too big of a hurry. So buffalo, I love buffalo, so I'm gonna have to try that. So.
It's good.
Okay, guys, you heard it. So go check them out. If you want a fundraiser idea or a great gift idea for your businesses you serve, the customers you serve, check these guys out. Christy, what's the best way to get a hold of you for that type of thing?
Yeah, well, we're on Facebook and Instagram. Our website is Pokey Popcorn Shop, POKY Popcorn SHOP. It's got a great menu, but you can also order on there and pick up in the store. Pay right from your couch or your desk. You can order and have it shipped. You don't even have to come in. Oh, wow. We've got like 90% of our products on the website, and it's a great way to even look at it as a menu. Then you can call with some information, but you can call us too, 208-233-4654. Or like you said, best bet is come in.
Yep.
421 East Oak Street. Yeah.
That's right. And then you can sample a little bit too. So
yeah, we had to put the samples away because of COVID.
True. The COVID.
But we're happy to get you a sample if you want to try some. I know it's ruined all the fun.
Gosh dang it. Okay.
I know it.
Oh, perfect. Well, you can still smell. The smells are free when you go in. So.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. It's aromatherapy.
That's right. Well, thank you again for coming on the show, and we'll definitely have you on here in a few months. So.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Until next time, everyone. Thanks for listening, and tune in for the next episode.
Congratulations on spending a couple minutes getting just a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Pocatello business community. If you are feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.